Are you ready to be indoctrinated? Because I'm fully ready for this video to end up on Fox News, because I'm going to be showing you some of my communist texts. So look, if you're going to call me a dirty commie and you don't want to watch this video, that's fine. I have plenty of other videos for you to check out. You can check them out on my channel or in the description down below or above me. I will tag a playlist for you to go and check out. But without further ado, let's talk about some communist texts I have. Also, a lot of these books you can get from Foreign Language Press. Foreign Language Press is a small independent press where they are trying to preserve mostly like Maoist texts as well, but Marxist-Leninists, Maoist texts, and ensure people can have access to them. You can pick up these, I think I'm going to talk about here, from there. Also, a lot of their books you can get for free as PDFs and also as audiobooks. I made a whole video, this one, which will be linked above and in the description down below, where I went into detail about how you can get the books for free. So you don't need to buy them like I have in many of the instances. You can get them completely for free. Starting off from what will be the thumbnail of this video, My Little Red Book, Quotations of Mao Zedong, Xiaohongshu. Listen, it is relevant right now, part of the reason I'm making this video. Also, Xiaohongshu, Little Red Book, this not spelt the same way as Xiaohongshu, the app. They are spelt differently, even though it is nice to make the comparison. Listen, I made content doing that anyway, because I am a slave to the algorithm and getting those clicks. They're not spelt the same. I will show the Chinese text here if I figure out how to type it on my keyboard. I know how to do it on my phone, don't know how to do that on my laptop, but see, you see the differences? Anyway, back to the Little Red Book. Little Red Book is a collection of quotations from Chairman Mao. It was basically this small text. I think they even got even smaller when they were initially being printed, like matchbox sized. It was basically a way for Maoists to be able to have the text readily available to them. If you know about the Naxalite movement in India, which is a Marxist-Leninist Maoist movement in India, if you talk to anyone from the Indian government, they would call them dirty traitors to India. I don't. But anyway, if you read interviews with any Naxalites or, kind of listen to how they did things, they would carry a copy of the Little Red Book and, teach farmers who are often unfortunately illiterate in rural parts of India about Maoist philosophy. Obviously, it was also useful in, China itself, and was a, collection of texts for people in China when Mao was in power. So, My Little Red Book. This I didn't get from Foreign Language Press, but this is also a Foreign Language Press print. This is like a very old print of it, so I'm pretty sure I got this from a second-hand shop online, but I didn't get it from Foreign Language Press. But this is a Foreign Language Press book. The Communist Manifesto. It's the Communist Manifesto. Have you heard of this? It's a little known thing. It feels a bit weird having an Oxford Press version of this, but I think, again, I found this in a second-hand bookstore and I was like, Waterstones or whoever was selling this was selling it for £4. I got it for £1. So a deal is a deal, brother. It's the Communist Manifesto. I'll be honest, Karl Marx's writing is difficult for me. I am definitely not just my brain. Listen, Big Daddy Karl, you're a difficult read. Mao, easier. Lenin, easier, but all over the place. Karl, I struggle a little bit with. And that's even after Engels went through it and was like, Karl, I need to make this all make sense. I guess as we're on the topic of Karl Marx, I have a copy of Capital. I'm pretty sure this is volumes 1 and 2. I don't think volume 3 was ever finished. I'll be honest, I've not read this one. It's one of the two I've not actually gotten through. Again, Wandsworth edition, feel a bit weird owning Wandsworth version of Karl Marx's Capital, but again, got it second hand, so Wandsworth didn't get any money from me for that. Yeah, this is Karl Marx's thing. I'll be honest, I'm scared to read this. It is so big. I know there's a creator on TikTok. If I can find their username or something, I'll put it here. They are doing like a reading group to get through Capital this year. So if I'm not too late, I should hop on that. I know there were some issues with Fable where they were initially going to do the reading group, and then obviously Fable did all that AI stuff. So I don't actually know what's happening with that. Last thing I knew was the Fable stuff, so I don't know where it's gone. But maybe, I mean, one of my goals this year was to actually get some way through this, but it's like, this edition's about 1,000 pages, and I know, like I said before, Karl Marx's texts I struggle with. So, Selected Works of Mao, this is volume 2. This one I got from Bookmarks, which is my favourite bookstore. You can go to them in London. I got this from there. It was in their secondhand section. You can see it's a bit battered, but it's Selected Works of Karl Marx. So, for example, if you look at quotations of Mao, those are generally smaller quotes that fit into a topic, which then you can read and share more easily. And then this is basically full works, like essays or speeches that Mao wrote that you can actually go off and read. So I guess if you were trying to get into Mao's writing, I would maybe start with quotations or the Little Red Book, and then move on to something like the Selected Works. I'm going to get volume 1 of this. Probably going to see if I can find it secondhand, and all, you know, if all else fails, I'll go to Foreign Language Press. This is a Foreign Language Press edition. They've been around for a long time. I will admit, Foreign Language Press books to get outside of the US, it's a bit more expensive because they're shipping from the US, I'm pretty sure. So not only are you paying for the books, which they're a very small imprint, so I understand why the books are more expensive, but the shipping on top of that, and yeah, sometimes customs can be weird. I've not had a problem with customs when I bought from Foreign Language Press, but sometimes customs in the UK, even if Foreign Language Press pay the customs, they can be a bit of a so-and-so. So I'm going to try and get volume 1 secondhand. But yeah, I'll be honest, I like the way it looks when it's faded. I know that's like superficial compared to the actual contents of the text. I highly recommend the contents of the text anyway. But look at it, it's so good. And yeah, I want to get my hands on volume 1. And finally, the Selected Works of Ho Chi Minh volume 1. I haven't gotten around to reading this. I left it for last because, were you expecting a Ho Chi Minh book? Be honest with me, were you? I think I've mentioned this before in a video, so maybe you were. But were you expecting a Ho Chi Minh book? Also, because I've just realised I didn't get around to reading this, they sent me a postcard, a Ho Chi Minh postcard. Wow, I really, really love that. Listen, I think even if you are, you know, a communist, if you're left-wing, art is such a great way of expressing solidarity, and if you have the skills for art, you can use them for, you know, a positive means, I would highly suggest it. But yeah, back to the Selected Works of Ho Chi Minh. Whenever I'm, you know, trying to expand my knowledge and my theory, I don't see people mention Ho Chi Minh. Maybe there's a reason for that, but I need to discover that myself. I think I've spoken to someone. I'm trying to really understand my political goals, and not goals, but ideology that I align with. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to read as much of the theory as possible. But talking about reading a lot of theory, don't just read theory. Do the praxis. You know, theory's great, you need to apply that in real life. These books, obviously, they are all theory, and if you have the means to read them, I do recommend it. Again, Foreign Language Press, you can get a lot of these for free. Some of the stuff also as audiobooks. This video, I talk all about that, and also I talk about some of the other Foreign Language Press books that I have. So again, go watch that video if you want to know how to get them for free. But learn the theory, but also apply it in your practice. And, you know, obviously I'm not telling you to do kind of like the Naxalite thing. you know, YouTube. I'm not telling them to do that, okay, necessarily, but go out and, you know, apply the learnings, help people build community in your local area, especially, you know, places like the United States where you don't know where the political landscape is going to be. Some of the people they're trying to approve for the government, ooh, that's a little scary. So, you know, make sure you take any theory you learn from maybe any of these books and you've read before, apply it in real life to your practice, organize, help out in your local community, you know, soup kitchens, food banks. If you have, like I mentioned, artistic skills, how can you help that for organizing? How can you help a community project? How can you help a, you know, political movement in your local area? Artists, student artists, all that kind of stuff. You know, think about that and apply it to your practice as well. But those were some of my communist books. These were more like theory, like the actual texts. Obviously, there are other books from other, you know, Marxists. Walter Rodney is a guy I love. Decolonial Marxism was one of my S-ranked books I read last year. Angela Davies, the Black Panthers as a whole, Malcolm X. I can keep going. So, you know, it's not just these books. There's other books. You can find them on my channel. You can find them anywhere. Again, I want to reiterate, Foreign Language Press. You can get, pretty sure you can get everything I have showed you here today. Most of it you can probably get for free as a PDF, or I don't know how extensive the audiobook library is. I know a lot of their shorter stuff is on the audiobook. I don't know about like the longer texts like this, but you can probably find them, not necessarily on Foreign Language Press. You can probably find them somewhere. You can probably find them on YouTube or something. But thank you for watching. Like I said, I don't know how many of you are going to get to this point. Don't think this video is going to bang, but I wanted to make it anyway. So thank you for watching. Shout out to my members here who support me in my endeavors to be able to do this. It genuinely, like, really appreciate it. They get extra content, they get like emojis, they get badges, they get a say in what content I make, they get content early most of the time. But thank you again to all the members. If you're interested, you can hit that join button. If not though, you getting to this point in the video, really appreciate it. If you did get to this point in the video, comment Little Red Book in the comments down below, just to ensure we get this video on Fox News. Thank you for watching, and I hope you read a great book today.